as you add layers to the set, they look a little. Yeah. So. Hey guys, Chaz here from LIV Swiss Watches. I am the co-founder, and with me is Michael. Michael is employee number one?
Number one, yeah, longest lasting employee so far.
He came on board when we were just finishing, I think, our second or third Kickstarter?
Yeah, I think it was just after the Rebel.
Okay, so just after the Rebel, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Today we are talking about the Rebel AR. This is a collection, the Rebel collection itself was brought out, I believe, in 2017?
Yeah. Early 2017.
Yep, and the interesting thing about the Rebel collection is that the design of the watch, well...
The title?
Let me first talk about a little bit of Michael.
So a lot of you don't know me. I handle a lot of the marketing, came on board to, help them out in that arena. I like to call myself the matchmaker. It's a self-appointed title, mostly because I work behind the scenes. It's my job to find you guys, watch fans all over the world, pair them up with our beautiful timepieces, and what hopefully is a long-lasting relationship. So the moniker hasn't caught on yet. I'm kind of hoping it'll catch on, but that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, I think he is. I think you're a great matchmaker, actually. Matchmaker. Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody knows who I am. I don't know how well it works.
Well, he's behind-the-scene matchmaker.
I'm pulling the strings. You guys just don't know it.
Definitely. So we make great products, and Michael's a pivotal part of the team, making sure that that we can connect with you guys. So great job, Michael. Really appreciate all the hard work you guys are doing. So.
Great job in design, operations. It's all this guy right here.
I don't know. Listen, it's not all me. It's a team effort. I don't think it's one piece. There's a bunch of pieces that come together to make it all happen. So, yeah. So the Rebel collection came out in 2017. When we designed the watch, the design started back in 2015, actually. And for the longest time, people have been telling us, do not do a square or rectangular watch. It doesn't sell. People don't want it. And I thought it was really, really important for the brand to show that we have, we're more diverse from a design perspective, that we can come out with things that, not necessarily for everybody, but we can definitely come up with something that's unique and different. And, we're not the kind of brand that's not going to take up a challenge. And so I thought this was the perfect challenge. And when I saw the design, which actually came up from the design challenge, which we speak about all the time. So when we started the brand, we were trying to figure out ways and how we can create these beautiful designs. And what we decided to do was to create a challenge where we challenged 200 plus designers to come in and design something. And we had actually 3 winners. And this was one of the 3 winners. We actually expanded it from 3 to 6, remember?
First place was the GX1.
First place is the GX1, which is till today our bestseller. And the second place was the Rebel. And we're so proud that we actually ended up doing this watch, because it's been a great hit and definitely a standout kind of watch. So
I think the numbers prove it, right? Because it's still the #1 Swiss watch Kickstarter in history, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, actually, yeah, exactly. He's right. You are right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still the #1 Kickstarter campaign for a Swiss watch. The Rebel actually did better than the GX1, obviously.
Yeah.
And it did better than the GX1A. So we're really proud of this collection. So anyway, so we started this collection. The first watch that came out was the Rebel DDC. That was the main watch for that collection. And then we made different versions. We had a GMT version, quartz GMT. We also made an automatic version, which was called the Rebel A. And then we also made the Rebel AC, which is the automatic chronograph, which is the biggest of the four options that we had.
Yeah.
The best seller was definitely the DDC.
Yeah.
It was definitely the #1 seller. And when we came out with the Rebel A, as part of that collection, I believe that was like second or third. And then we thought, that watch was like had everything that we wanted it to have. The DDC obviously was the best seller, but from the automatics, we thought that the Rebel A had the most potential. And so we went back to the drawing board and saying, okay, how can we improve on this Rebel A so that it kind of matches what we did with the DDC, the success of the DDC. And so we just took our fans' feedback, and whatever they told us, they're like, okay, guys, we love the watch. We just think that the proportion's a little bit off, and we changed that. And as you guys know, we launched that back in 2020 or 2019. When did we relaunch the Rebel AR?
Oh, with the AR? It was 2019.
2019. So in 2019, we relaunched the Rebel A as the Rebel AR. That's more, we designed it as more of a racing-inspired kind of watch, and we changed the proportions, and we can go back what we changed on it. I mean, just quickly, we made the watch thinner. People asked us to make the watch thinner, so we made it thinner. We also, people said that on the side here, on the side of the watch, looked a little void.
Kind of flat.
Yeah, flat and void. And so we added the Rebel logo to the side. We also added a beautiful orange enamel.
Enamel inlay, yep.
Enamel inlay to
reminds
the side.
me of a circuit. Like it reminds me of a circuit.
Yeah.
When you're thinking of like a racetrack.
That's a good point. I never thought about
That's what I always, it always made the connection in my mind. AR stands for automatic racing.
Exactly.
By the way, which is where the name comes from.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, we had it on the crown side.
We did, yeah, original.
And then we decided to add it also to the non-crown side. And I think it really adds a lot of character to it.
And it brings the branding through a little more because it has our signature orange applied.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing was we did the crown.
Yeah.
Right? So we basically the original watch did not have a screw down crown. People said, we'd like to have the screw down crown, so we added the screw down crown. We also made the crown, we added some ridges.
Some grooves, yeah. There's a lot of feedback on that it was too like slippery and you couldn't grip it on the last model.
To wind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we added the grooves to the crown. We also increased the lug width from 22 millimeters to 23 millimeters. And we just think it's for a square watch, I feel like you need to have a little bit of a thicker band.
Yeah.
Just from a proportion standpoint and the way it fits on the wrist. So,
yeah, I agree.
So we did that. So we basically designed this. The redesign of the Rebel AR came in 5 or is it 6? What was the original design? What was the original we had?
It was
5 colors, right?
It was the 5. Yeah, and then we introduced a special release.
Right.
Limited
So
production.
the five different designs within the Rebel AR, and we named them. For the most part, 4 of them are named after racetracks. We have all of them right here, or we're missing one.
No, this is all of them.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with.
Well, I think before we dive into the specifics,
okay,
we should probably do like a wrist check because I know the fans are very curious as to what is on our wrist right now. I'm sure they're leaving comments.
You start, Michael.
Okay, so as you guys know, our latest Kickstarter was for the Saturn V collection, which has been a huge hit for us. I mean, we're still getting pre-orders right now, and it already closed. So I'm wearing the Moonlander Lunar Silver, I think the color name is Lunar Silver. Yeah. So it's a moon phase quartz chronograph. Beautiful detail. I myself wear this one regularly. This is my favorite color out of the whole bunch. And what you got there? Okay, so I'm also Saturn. Saturn.
Yeah, it's been very, very popular here with the team. People are loving this watch. I am wearing the bronze moon dust, and that's with the blue dial to match my blue shirt. So I love the patina that this watch is getting, and it's just amazing. It's bronze and titanium, and I'm just loving it.
And the patina makes it so individualized. Like you won't see another one in this specific hue and variation.
Yeah, and there's a couple of them floating in the office now.
Yeah.
And you can clearly see that depending on if it's being worn or not worn, the patina's changing. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But let's get back to the Rebel AR.
Okay, now I think we can go back in.
Yeah, so is the Le Mans the first one?
Yeah, I think the #1 seller out of this collection is for sure the Le Mans.
Yeah, so the Le Mans is this one right here. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera here. Okay, so the Le Mans is a white lacquer dial with a, is that a red?
Yeah, red, like red-orange.
Red-orange.
And blue pinstripes.
And blue pinstripes on the dial.
It's like classic muscle car to me.
Yes.
The color scheme is, I think that's why it's so popular. Because you think of muscle car, this is the color scheme, I think.
Right, and another thing that we didn't speak about earlier is the fact that we enlarged the hands.
Oh yeah.
We did enlarge the hands on that to give it some more lume.
Made it more legible, yeah.
Yeah, more legible on.
And the indexes, did we also increase?
Yes, we increased the size of the indexes. But as we're talking about the Le Mans, I'm realizing some other updates that we did to this watch from the Rebel A to the Rebel AR.
Yeah.
And so this is definitely our #1, and you can clearly see why. It's just so it's clean, it's classic, and it just talks racing right away. So this is the Le Mans for the Le Mans racetrack, which is in France. The next one we could talk about would be.
I'd say go for this one right here.
Okay,
beautiful.
So this is the Monza Green. This is number 2 seller?
Number 2 seller, my number 1 favorite also.
Oh, nice.
I think I said that about this one as well. So I have 2 number 1s.
So this is the Le Mans. This is the Monza Green. This is the Italian racetrack, and it's a beautiful green dial with a white and black pinstripe, and it's just awesome.
Green is so in these days.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Listen, people are saying that green is the new. Green is the new blue.
Yeah,
and I could totally see it on this watch. And what's great about this watch is that this is the first watch that we did. Is it the first? May not be the first, but we did it in gray case. So this is a gray steel.
Oh yeah.
This is gray steel, and we paired it up with this Berinia, beautiful French leather strap, hand stitched, beautiful. It's just super nice.
It has this vintage modern appeal to it. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it's definitely a looker. I mean, definitely a looker on the green. The next one that we came up with was, what is this one here, Mike? You want to introduce this one?
Yeah, so this is the Sebring Blue. Where's Sebring? What track?
So Sebring is in upstate New York.
Upstate New York. So the color scheme is, this dark blue hue tied in with an orange and white pinstripe. I think this is a beautiful color as well. I mean, our gray case with blue dials are typically very good sellers. I don't see a lot of watch brands doing gray IP cases with any sort of color dial, but this is definitely a looker as well. I think it's probably 3rd popular in the collection.
Yeah.
3rd, 4th. Well, behind the Monza Green and the Le Mans, they're all pretty much tied with each other. Is there anything signature about this color?
Just the blue and the gray, just a color variation.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful watch.
Beautiful watch, beautiful colorway.
All right, you want to go straight to gold?
Yeah, and then it leaves, clean gold.
So this is the Valencia gold. This is a racetrack that's in Spain, and I just felt like Spain, that gold has sort of that. I always think of when I think of golds and browns, I always think of Spain.
Yeah, there's like this richness to it.
Yeah. So this is the brown dial, or we call like the cocoa chocolate dial, with a white and orange pinstripe. Another very, very popular watch. It's just enough gold where it doesn't look too outrageous and gaudy, and it's just perfect. And
I think the orange matches really well on the gold case. This is the only gold in the collection.
Yeah, this is really the only gold in the collection, and it just looks beautiful. Even on the back, when we have the Expedition back on the back on the case back, sapphire crystal there. And that's also, I want to touch on that, on the sapphire crystal. One of the things that we're challenging on this watch is how do you make a watch that's rectangular and curved?
Right.
And the biggest challenge for us was to figure out how to make the crystal and how to make sure that the crystal doesn't, you don't get any halos or flares on the crystal, so you can't read the time. And this was a big challenge, making sure that it's scratch resistant, sapphire crystal, and it's curved. So that was a big challenge for us. But
it's very well executed too, and it has this nice little beveled edge where it meets the case.
Yeah, and the concave ring. It's sort of like it has everything. This watch. It's rectangular, it's square, it's curved. It also has the style is a dome shaped style, concave ring, where all your eye is focused on the center of the dial, and it's really, it's a beautiful execution. So we covered those, and then last but not least...
I think we're missed out on this one.
Oh, the Gulf. Okay, so this is the all-black version with the light blue and orange pinstripe. And this is actually not named after a racetrack. It's named after Gulf Fuel. I don't know if you know. Yeah. So this is so one of the iconic pictures that you'll see through racing is you always see that Gulf sign, and the Gulf was a big part of racing, sponsor racing, back in the 60s and the 70s and maybe as early as the 50s. And I felt like there's something that we can attach to that particular symbol of racing heritage.
It's definitely signature when you think back at some of the old races. And this is the only one with different color tracking as well.
Exactly. This has a blue tracking. I believe all the other ones either have black or white tracking.
Yeah.
So this one has the blue tracking that matches the blue line, and it's just fantastic.
Gives it a little more personality.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really awesome. And the other thing that I wanted to mention about this collection is the movement that we're putting into this watch. This watch has the Sellita SW200-1. It's each watch is, or I should say, each movement is checked before assembly, after assembly, and before shipment. So we do 3 checks to make sure that the accuracy is correct, and we're going to be launching our accuracy certificate, the LIV accuracy certificate, and there's some more information coming out on that, but that's something that we're working on right now to make sure that every watch that we ship eventually, right now we're testing it, but eventually what we want is every single watch to be certified by LIV to make sure that the accuracy is plus minus 5 seconds.
Is the movement on these modified as well, like our other ones?
Yeah, so for example, on this watch here, this watch has a 4-part dial, so it has our signature multi-layer dial. Like a lot of our watches, we try to do these sort of sandwich dials because we know time needs to be 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
We don't want time to be just flat. Obviously on the P51, it's more of a pilot's watch. Pilot's watches tend to be more simple, clean, but on most of our other watches do feature a 3D and multi-layer dial.
There's a lot of depth to them.
Yeah, there's depth in it. In order to make that multi-layer dial work, we have to do modifications to the movement.
Yeah.
Because as you add layers to the dial, as you add layers to the dial, you need to increase the size of the movement pins or the movement hand holders or whatever that's called there. So in order to do that, we have to modify the movements to bring up the hands to make them higher.
And they can clear all the levels of the dial itself.
And because besides for being multi-layer on the dials, we also have applied indexes, and those hands need to clear the indexes to make sure that's thing. Now, last but not least is one of my favorites, and this
one's special.
This one is definitely special. Mike, you want to talk about it a little bit? I'll let you talk a little.
Yeah, so a lot of you guys know our special collaboration with artist / close friend / professional cyclist TJ Eisenhart.
Yep.
We've really grown together with him as a brand, as a collaborator. He makes that signature turquoise blue that you'll see across some of our collections. And for this particular release, we wanted something a little more extravagant. We didn't want to kind of follow the vintage muscle, I guess, kind of personality that the rest of the watches follow. So we went a little obscure with what we call the paint splat, SPLT. We kind of nicknamed it for specially produced limited timepiece. I believe it's limited to 1500 or
I think that's 770.
770.
Yeah.
Same as the other ones, but this one has a really unique story behind it. If you want to go more into the design itself.
Yeah. So the turquoise color itself that we've seen on a lot of our watches that came from TJ, and the color was copied from a necklace that he has. Yeah. And the crazy thing about it is that he actually stole this necklace from his mother's drawer because he was going on a date with a girl and he felt the shirt looked a little empty and he wanted to have something a little more color. And TJ's an amazing guy. He's just one of those guys, super cool.
He's a character.
He's a character. And so he stole this necklace, and basically it's a turquoise color. It's like an interesting turquoise. It's like not turquoise-y too much. I don't know. It's a great color. And if you look at any picture of this guy, TJ Eisenhart, you look him up online, you'll see he's always wearing this necklace, and we use that color. He's also an artist, and so what we asked him to do was to come up with a sort of like I didn't want to do like a painting within the dial, but I said, okay, TJ, can we just do like a paint splat, like just splat it as an artist? And he splat the paint, and we copied that splat, and we posted that splat onto every single one of the dials. And what's great about this paint splat is that when you look at it closely, you'll notice that there's actually paint splatted on the dial. Like, it's not just a print. You can actually see some depth in it.
And on the concave ring, so there's
exactly.
levels to it.
So you'll see like paint splats all over. It's really, really fantastic. And the other thing that we did was we added his logo, which is a butterfly, into the center. So the center of the dial has this butterfly, which is really, really amazing.
It's unique. I don't think any watch brand has the nerve to put a butterfly on the dial, but
yeah, definitely.
We don't follow a path here.
No,
we're kind of trailblazers.
And you know, like you guys know, you know, the brand is all about being a non-conformist kind of brand. So a lot of the watches that you'll see that we're going to be creating, you know, we've created up until now and in the future are stuff that other brands are not willing to do. So if they're not willing to do it, we'll do it.
Yeah, and a lot of feedback about this watch is that a lot of women are actually taking to it very nicely. It's a little bit on the larger side, and it's made for men, of course. A lot of our male fans are loving this watch because it's so unique. But they're gifting it to a lot of their wives as well. Wives, daughters, sisters.
Yeah, I could totally see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing also about this watch that we've done a little bit differently than the other watches that we're doing a 2824. So we've done a little bit, I wouldn't want to say an upgrade because the SW200 is an amazing movement, but there's a big following on the ETA 2824. So on this watch only, we have the 2824, and I believe we are almost sold out of this, which is really fantastic. So yeah, really close. So if you want one of these, we're not going to be making it again. Like this is it. I think we're down to like 20 or 30 pieces left.
And I promise you, you will get stopped in the wild every time you put this thing on.
Yeah. So this is really, really a fantastic watch. And we might have a price increase on that one, actually. We talked about it.
Is it looming? Yeah.
What?
It's definitely looming. We're running low.
We're running low on that. So yeah, so that's the
Rebel AR in a nutshell.
The Rebel AR in a nutshell. It's a truly unique watch. I promise you, none of your buddies have one of these. And when you put it on your wrist, you'll see it just fits perfect. I mean, I'm going to put one on my wrist right now.
Yeah.
And just to give you guys a quick glimpse of how it looks, Michael. I think I'll go with the blue, with the Sebring blue. So match my shirt. So the Sebring blue. Putting it on right now. You can kind of see what it looks like.
And I think it's about a 6.5 inch wrist, maybe closer to 7.
6 3/4.
So we're not too far off.
No, I think we're pretty close.
So you guys can see a size reference here.
This is just great. It just, you know, the way the watch curves, it just fits perfect.
Oh yeah,
you know, that's the one challenge I think people have when you do these square watches. Can you make them curved so that it contours to your wrist?
I mean, it's like molded for
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy.
It's really, really a fantastic.
And I have a slimmer wrist, and it feels natural almost. But I am a tall guy. I'm 6 feet tall, so it kind of doesn't look too bad on me.
You're taller than that.
6'1", depending on what shoes I wear.
Don't be shy.
When it's cold, I might shrink a little. Who knows? But yeah, it feels very comfortable to me, and it looks great.
It does look great on you. Yeah. So, love this watch. It's really, really amazing. Take a look at it again, guys. It's really, really fantastic. And yeah, if you're looking for something that's not your regular watch out there, this is definitely the collection that's for you. So as you know, a lot of our fans always say, Lume, Lume, Lume. We want to see our time at night. We want to be able to just pick up the watch and be able to tell the time immediately. So we've made a concerted effort in making sure that the Lume is legible all the time. At night, you can make sure that your watch is super, super bright at night, light up the night. And we
improved it on this one.
Yeah, we definitely, every watch we figure out ways to improve it. Obviously, there's a limit to how much, we can do on the watch. We have some full Lume dials, but on this watch, we definitely improved the Lume from the first generation to the second generation. And so larger indexes, and we added 2 more layers of BGW9 Swiss Luminova. Very important. It's very bright, and it holds the charge.
How many layers total?
So it's 5 layers now.
5 layers.
Totals. Yeah, we used to do 3 layers, and now we're doing 5 layers. Obviously, there's a limit to how many layers you can put on because it just keeps growing. And obviously, the indexes are larger, the hands are larger, so there's more surface area that actually has the BGW9 Swiss Luminova. So very proud of the Lume that we have on this watch, and the feedback's been amazing. So GX1 is obviously going to be our #1, always. But the Rebel DDC and the Rebel AR are fantastic choices, and we're so proud to have it. And these are all limited productions. Every single one of these watches done in small batches. As you know, we're not this big brand that produces thousands and thousands of watches. Every single one of our watches is produced in small 50-piece batches. Every time we do a production of this watch, it's 50 pieces. We sell out, then we produce another 50. We're a small brand, and I guarantee you, none of your friends have this watch. 100%.
So where can they find them? How can they still get in on this action?
You want to tell them?
Well, if you're watching this video, you're diehard fans of the brand, I imagine, so you know where you can find us. You know we're online only, unless you're in Miami, in the Wynwood area. This is our new setup, by the way. Welcome to our new office space.
I'm liking this. I think I'm gonna park myself here.
Yeah?
Just hang out.
Get a little longer couch. We can take naps. That'd be awesome. But yeah, if you're local, so you can stop by, of course. We'll show you some watches. But if you're not local, you can find everything on livewatches.com. Might even be on Amazon. I'm
not sure if the Rebel AR, if these are on Amazon. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But for sure, livewatches.com. And Amazon's the only other authorized seller of our watches. So if you those are the only two places. If you see it anywhere else,
it's not from us.
It's not from us. Yeah, just come back to us and ask.
Yeah.
But that's where you can find these awesome watches.
Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to tell you, touching on that point, is that, as you guys know, we're not the typical kind of brand. Besides for the fact that we make very unique watches, we're just not the kind of brand that just sells. We're here to develop relationships. We're watch freaks. We want to mingle and have conversations with people that, even if they don't buy one of our watches, we just want to talk about what's going on in the industry and staying true to the analog watch. People ask us, "Are you making a smartwatch?" We're not making a smartwatch. We'll never make a smartwatch. We do automatic. We want the true time. We want time to be live and not digital. We want it to be.
It's a romantic connection that someone has with their timepiece.
Right.
That's why I consider myself the matchmaker again, because it's a relationship.
Yeah.
And same, we treat our fans the same way. When Chaz is the in-house barista, so when a fan comes in, he'll make you a coffee.
Absolutely.
He's happy
I make
to do
fantastic coffee, guys. Seriously, if you're in Miami, don't have to buy one of my watches. Just come into the office. I will make you a amazing coffee. Just come, bring your Danishes here, and we'll.
On a good day, he'll even make you a pizza.
Just bring. Yes.
He's getting into so many things.
I got it to pizza. We're making pizza here. So we don't just make watches, we make amazing coffee. So if you're in Miami and you want some coffee,
just come hang out.
Come hang out. We'd love to. So again, visit us at livewatches.com. Sign up for our emails. We don't send spam. No. We send really, really cool emails. We have a great team putting amazing content together. We've done a lot of collaborations, and just stay in touch. Stay in touch with us. You will be amazed with what we're doing here. Guarantee it.
Yep. Thanks, guys.